basically Vanguard and BlackRock take on large positions in the company to the tune of 10% of market capitalization. And then there's a bunch of tail-on funds, so very high-profile institutions are going to become investors and shareholders in our company.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Luke Norman. He is the co-founder and chairman of US Gold Corp. And Luke, it's good to see you again. How are you?
Good, great to see you again too, Steve.
Yeah, so some significant news out from the company recently joining the Russell 3000 and the Russell 2000 indexes. And for people maybe not familiar with that, give us an idea of what this is and why this is so significant.
Look, aside from a clear validation of our efforts over the years, the inclusion is rated on market capitalization, but also, the strength of business and other variables. So, like I said, a great validation to the efforts that have gone in lately. And obviously, we've seen a wonderful move in price appreciation of the stock.
Yeah, so these are like the 3,000 largest publicly traded US companies, and then the 2,000 a subset focused on sort of the small cap companies. So this is some rare area you're being included with.
Yeah, and look, again, we were really excited when we heard about it. I had to obviously do a deep dive, try and understand what that means, but basically Vanguard and BlackRock take on large positions in the company to the tune of 10% of market capitalization. And then there's a bunch of tail-on funds, so very high-profile institutions are going to become investors and shareholders in our company.
And you're feeling that already, right? Look, you're getting lots of calls from people right now wanting to learn a bit more about what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a lot of incoming, which, again, look back a year ago when we were all crying the blues in this bearish market. It's fun. It's great. I'm loving the energy around the sector again.
So let's get an update on where you're at with your CK project, because obviously that's the one that everyone's going to be talking about. So let's get an update of where you're at right now and where things are going.
Yeah, it's exciting times for us, Steve. So, clearly we came with an updated pre-feasibility study late February, but we are headlong, moving towards our definitive feasibility, which sounds almost, you'd think as an investor that could be a bit of a boring time, but really it's going to confirm those really robust margins we have in the project. We're going to secure actual contracts for the building of the project. We're bringing in new mine management to work alongside of George Bee and our very accomplished mine building team. So I think there's going to be a lot of news, a lot of interest into the company coming in the summer months. And look, I think we're staring down the barrel of a summer market in the junior mining space anyway, so it could culminate quite nicely.
Yeah, we should also mention that we talk about CK a lot because obviously the tremendous amount of work that's going on there, and there's some big steps still to come. But you also have a pretty robust portfolio as well that you're always keeping an eye on.
Yeah, well, one cannot forget that Keystone in Nevada was our flagship asset until we pivoted the company in 2020 towards the development of Copper King, or CK as we call it. But yeah, Keystone in Nevada, that's a sleeper. Look, I've always referred jokingly to it as the big lottery ticket. Standalone district, throwing distance from the Cortez complex, which is now Barrick's flagship. And look, we've got very similar geology. Everything that is there has indicated to us that there are some monster gold deposits there. So look, if we continue to see this burgeoning, strengthening gold market and interest in the juniors continue, heck, we'll be getting into Nevada.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on the inclusion in the Russell. I know it takes effect when the markets open on June the 30th, so we'll be watching that for sure. And as you mentioned, lots of news flow to come. So, Luke, thanks for the update. Really appreciate it, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Yeah, thank you very much, Steve.
All right, Luke Norman, chairman of US Gold Corp.